Namaskar, good evening. You're watching the Newshour at 9 and I'm Swati Joshi. Can cement be halal or non-halal? Can iron rod be halal or non-halal? Do you know that you pay extra for halal certificates on some of these products? And it's not me saying this, but the Solicitor General Tushar Mehta, who said so in the Apex Court of India. Let's in fact get you a bit of a backgrounder of what we are talking about. In November 2023, the Yogi Sarkar banned halal certification in Uttar Pradesh. It contended that it needlessly creates confusion about the quality of food items and creates a parallel system. So the order prohibited the manufacturing, storage, sale and distribution of food products with halal certification within Uttar Pradesh. However, several halal institutions moved the court challenging the ban by the Yogi Sarkar, claiming that it's a matter of choice and religion and not compulsory. Today, SG Tushar Mehta called this certification absurd. Why? Now sample this. Halal certification he showed in the Supreme Court on products like whole wheat atta. Turmeric powder too got a halal certificate. Then there was besan, honey, giloy juice and even kesar. And this list is huge. The BJP claims that there have been malicious attempts to discourage the use of non-halal certified products, which is leading to cartelization and is an attempt by some anti-national elements to weaken the country. The pleas in the Supreme Court are seen as a response to what the government labels as unrestrained propaganda within a specific section of society, aiming to adversely affect the business interest of other communities. An attempt to instigate economic boycott of Hindu traders. In fact, BJP wants Karnataka to have a UP-type model. Listen in.
ये एक पैरेलल इकोनॉमी खड़ा करने का काम कर रहे हैं, इकोनॉमी में डिवीजन करने का काम कर रहे हैं, मजहब के आधार पर गोलबंदी करने का काम कर रहे हैं और ये स्वीकार नहीं किया जा सकता है। राज्य सरकार के पास शिकायत है, राज्य सरकार ने जांच की और जांच करने के बाद इसको बैन करने का काम किया है।
ये कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन को अगेंस्ट है, इसलिए मैं ये विषय को प्रश्न करके मैं प्राइवेट बिल लाया था। इसलिए सुप्रीम कोर्ट में क्या ये विषय आया है, मैं स्वागत करता हूं। प्राइवेट संस्था और प्राइवेट पर्सन, प्राइवेट व्यक्ति ये सर्टिफिकेशन करने का काम नहीं करना है।
Now the Vipaksh was quick to say that these are malicious attempts to turn Bharat into a Hindu Rashtra. In fact, members of the INDI bloc said this is yet another attempt by the BJP to target just one community. Listen in.
What are you going to gain it? You think that you are going to have this country a Hindu Rashtra? Huh. Come on. That's not possible. India is a beautiful country. It will remain secular.
क्या हलाल और हराम की बात करते हो? मैं तो एक ही बात कहूंगा, पहले गाय माता को बचा लो, योगी आदित्यनाथ जी, और उत्तर प्रदेश का बीजेपी सरकार का अमला, इसके बाद बताना तुम्हारे अधिकारी गाय मांस का पैसा काट के तुम्हें दे रहे हैं और उस पैसे को तुम मठ तक पहुंचा रहे हो।
बदकिस्मती है कि यूपी के अंदर ये बहुत सी बीमारियां इस तरह फैलने वाली हैं, तो किसी भी स्टेज के ऊपर इसको रोका जाना चाहिए। इस तरह का प्रोपागेंडा गलत है और ये मुल्क को नुकसान करेगा। पहली चीज़ ये है कि वो खरीदने वाली की चॉइस है कि वो किसको खरीदता है, हराम को खरीदता है या हलाल को खरीदता है, ये उसकी चॉइस है। उसमें तुषार मेहता का सर्टिफिकेट नहीं चाहिए। यह है तो बाकी चीज़ों को भी देखना चाहिए, बाकी कम्युनिटीज़ को भी देखना चाहिए। एक कम्युनिटी को टारगेट क्यों किया जाता है? वेरी अनफॉर्चुनेट।
हलाल का मतलब क्या है? जो पवित्र है, जो नापाक नहीं है, जो गंदगी नहीं है, वो हलाल है। तो हम तो हलाल ही खाएंगे, हम हराम नहीं खाएंगे, हम नापाक नहीं खाएंगे, गंदगी नहीं खाएंगे। मुसलमान इंडिया में आप सर्टिफाइड करो या ना करो, यहाँ के जो हलाल खाने वाले लोग हैं वो तलाश करके जो हलाल सामान मिलेगा वो खाएगा।
Let's now tell you a little bit about the status of this halal certification across India. So while UP has given a call to ban certification on non-meat products within state limits, in Uttarakhand meat has to be labelled as halal or jhatka. In Karnataka, private member bill to ban any other certification except FSSAI is pending. While in Maharashtra, BJP, Shinde Sena MLAs have demanded a UP-like ban on the halal products. So that's the status as far as various states in the country are concerned. Now that brings me to the legitimate question that we are asking on the broadcast. And the legitimate question is, who's actually politicizing the halal tag? Let's take that question across to our guests.
You're watching the News Hour at 9. Debate number 1 on Times Now. Super Prime Time.
Let's open this up and go across to our guests. We're joined by Sanju Verma, National Spokesperson of the Bharatiya Janata Party. We have Abhijit Iyer Mitra, Senior Fellow, IPCS, joining us on the broadcast, along with Ratan Sharda. He's an author. We have Kamruzaman Chaudhary, a political analyst, Danish Qureshi, also a political analyst, and Mohammad Tariq Khan, National Spokesperson of the Samajwadi Party. Good evening to all of you. Let me begin with you, Mohammad Tariq Khan. We just heard someone telling us the definition of what halal is, and going by that very definition, going by that very logic, can you tell us what's halal or haram about cement and iron rods? What is the logic behind that?
There is no logic. Means government should take action about all these things. But let me put forward some question in the very beginning. What is this National Accreditation Board for Certification and Bodies, which give these organizations like Halal Council of India and Jamaat-e-Ulama Hind to provide the certificate? Now, point number one, and this is the government body. Why government has not taken any action? Why this body has given this permission to give certificate to the companies like Patanjali and many other companies? Point number two, what action BJP government has taken against these companies who has gone to these halal certification bodies and said them to provide halal certificate? Right. Now, these two questions must be put forward in front of Bharatiya Janata Party. Let them respond on this. What FSSAI AI is doing, there has been two parallel bodies. Okay. Quality Control of India. Under Quality Control of India, this National Accreditation Body certificate has been issued. So then,
Mr. Khan, and I'm going by the questions that you're asking, that the government of Uttar Pradesh need to answer, the centre should answer, Sanju Verma should answer as well. So then even you want the government to take action against what they call as a parallel system. Then why digress from the issue and make it about religion and targeting a particular community and say that the government wants to create Hindu Rashtra?
No, listen, you're banning all these, means there should be this option. What I'm saying, that there must be this option that whether you want to buy halal certificate products or not. And on which product, is there any list? What is the guideline of SSI? We don't know anything.
That is what I'm saying. So you also want a correction in the system. You want a correction in the system. You also want a correction in the system. You want action against individuals that the government says is creating a parallel economy, a parallel system. So then, Mr. Khan, my very straight and simple question is that if you also want action, if the UP government also wants to take action, if that's exactly what the SG is also talking about in the court, then where does this, logic and debate about creating a Hindu Rashtra come from?
Listen, they are politicizing all the issues. This body is working under the nose of India government, that is National Accreditation Bodies for Certification Bodies.
Now, what did UP government say? Mr. Khan, UP government is saying that there are some agencies that are using halal certification on products like sugar, on cement, on iron rods, on bakery products and whatnot. We are taking action against them. We are putting a ban on non-meat food products, and we want to take action against them. What is the debate? What is the debate happening right now? What is the debate happening right now? That they are targeting a particular community and that they want to turn the country into a Hindu Rashtra.
Let me give you the.
So what is the logic behind that debate?
Let me give you the Patanjali list of 2023 by Jamaat-e-Ulama Hind.
No, one second. Mr. Khan, I'm saying whoever is using the certificate, whoever is using the halal certification just to increase their sales, just to mint money, just to lure a particular community, and if it is against the rules, take action against them. But how does taking action against someone who's indulging in doing that, creating Hindu Rashtra?
We are asking what action have you taken against Patanjali? Why they have gone to ask that certification? Muslim hasn't asked for that.
After saying that this government's intent is to create a Hindu Rashtra and to target a particular community, now all of a sudden the debate is about why not take action against Patanjali. Focus on Patanjali while you're not answering my question. So then it is now not about religion, right? So then it's not about religion. Is that settled?
It's not only. It's about marketing and it's about sales.
So it's not about religion. Is that settled?
let it be whatever you want to say. Why?
I am not saying
India and
anything.
Uttar Pradesh?
I am not saying anything. My arguments are based on the reactions that we are getting. I am asking you a very simple question. Is it settled that this is not about religion?
It's not about religion. I'm not saying this.
Then what
It's
are you
been
saying? Is this
decided by
about
the court.
religion?
I'm just asking central government that why they are allowing these bodies to provide certificate. halal certificate
And
in
I am
India.
asking you,
Let
why
it
is
be-
the
let it
INDI
be
bloc
found-
member? Why is the INDI bloc today and several members of the bloc saying that this is an attempt to create Hindu Rashtra?
No.
Are
Why-
you
why
saying that
it
this
has
is not
been-
about religion,
why-
that the BJP is not targeting a particular community?
Why option should be given? Why it has been?
Exactly. So when there's a monopoly of products that have a halal certification, what about option and choices of those individuals who do not want to consume halal products and are paying more for it because there's a monopoly of these products?
Exactly what I'm saying. Nobody should.
Okay, let me go across to our other guests. Okay, let me go across to our other guests. After saying that the intention of the UP government is to create, or the BJP is to create Hindu Rashtra, today Mr. Khan is saying that it's about these organizations that the government should act against. And Sanjeev Verma, the question is, why is the government allowing such a parallel system to function?
You know, Swati, that's a very interesting question. First and foremost, let me make this very clear for the benefit of your audience, that the halal economy today globally is worth $3 trillion. That's more than the size of Italy's GDP. And Italy is not some small country. And in India, the halal economy is worth more than $800 million. You know, so the point that I'm trying to make is that halal is a parallel economy which is exclusionary. It does not give you the benefit of choice, because the people who support halal economy say, "Arey, aapko nahi kharidna, mat kharidiye." But there are many flights. You know, they will say, "We don't have any tea to offer to you. The only tea is halal certified chai, halal certified coffee." In fact, forget about halal certified cement. There are many shops in Muslim-dominated areas in Mumbai, for instance. You go to Nala Sopara, you go to Mahim, you go to Baikala. They will say you halal certified kajal, halal certified lipstick, halal certified shampoo, halal certified conditioner, halal certified compact powder. तो choice की तो बात ही नहीं है. आपको खरीदना है तो halal lipstick, halal powder खरीदिए.
लेकिन संजीव वर्मा, तारिक खान यही पूछ रहे हैं कि ये सिस्टम फ्लरिश कैसे हो रहा है under the nose of the government?
I'll be very honest, this system has been flourishing, but now this system will be put an end to, because if there are products that are going to be halal certified, then there will also be products that will be Jhatka certified. For instance, अभी पुणे में कई जगह पे सरकार कह रही है, यदि हलाल सर्टिफाइड मीट को डिस्प्ले किया जाता है दुकानों में, तो झटका सर्टिफाइड मीट को भी उसी तरह दुकानों में डिस्प्ले करना चाहिए.
You can cite Uttarakhand also when you're giving that argument. Let me bring in Kamru Zaman Chaudhary as well. Kamru Zaman Chaudhary, aren't people of that very community also being misled and misinformed?
No, Swati, you know, first and foremost, when you elect a clown, you expect a circus. May I request the BJP to take Tushar Mehta to the Muslim countries in the world and say whether they will be importing non-halal certified goods or not. Swati, you must understand the volume of the scale of business out here. 7 trillion is the current annual trade of halal certified goods across the world. It is growing at a compounded rate of around 5.5% and expected to touch around $10 trillion in the year 2030. Now, India can as well abolish the halal certification. You must now understand why the halal certification has come in place in the first place. Basically, all this Islamic... No, wait, let me finish. When the Islamic countries have refused to import goods which are halal certified, these halal certification companies or agencies has come up for the exporters to get a halal certification so that their goods and products can be sold in those Gulf countries particularly. Now, when you say that who are these companies that are exporting, each and every company of India, be it Haldiram, Bhujiawala, or be it the Lux or Lifebuoy soap, or be it the Colgate toothpaste, or be it any other companies, they need to be halal certificate. Now you may debate on that. What has got a lipstick got to do with halal? When you use lipstick, you must know that animal fat is being used in the manufacture of the raw materials used for lipstick. When you use a soap, there are animal fats in it. This needs to be certified that no animal fat has to be used.
No, one second. First of all, Mr. Mitra does not agree with you. Mr. Mitra does not agree with you. Then it also brings me back to the question of what about this right of choosing the products about people who do not belong to that faith?
No, absolutely no. Nobody should be forced to buy in this.
Okay.
Who said that halal certification is necessary in India also? No, wait, let me finish, please. But in Gulf countries, it is necessary. So anybody from India, any manufacturer
and that's why there's
from
no
India,
ban on exports,
and by the way, let me
there's
tell
no
you,
ban on exports. But let me bring in Abhijit Iyer Mitra. Abhijit Iyer Mitra, when the government in Uttar Pradesh says that people are being fooled when you have such halal tags on edible oil, on atta, on turmeric powder. I mean, what does turmeric powder, haldi, have to do with a halal certification?
So let me tell you how the economic scam in all of this works. Okay. Take something like yogurt, dahi. Okay. Every Muslim household in India eats dahi. I bet half our panelists here at least eat dahi. I think all 6 of our panelists here eat dahi. Okay. You eat nashpati, pear. Nashpati contains 0.4 mg alcohol per 100 grams of nashpati. There is not a single dahi on earth that does not contain 0.2 mg of alcohol because the fermentation process of the lactobacillus itself produces alcohol. So the halal certificate given to certain dahi products in the market itself is first of all false. So what is the basis for the halal certificate? Is it any scientific measurement of alcohol content or anything like that? No. Okay. So this is your first indication that it has nothing to do with dietary laws. The second indication out here is the economic space grabbing that happens. Indians mostly know this as a meat product issue. Now, the problem with halal certification out there is all the butchers, the Hindu butchers who are overwhelmingly Dalits, have been completely kicked out of this business because the person slitting the animal's throat has to be a Muslim. The Muslim prayer has to be said. Therefore, fundamentally, a Hindu butcher cannot serve alcohol, cannot serve halal meat. This is the second issue in all of this. The third issue, there was a patent falsehood saying soaps in India do not contain animal fat. It was Mr. Godrej, the Parsi gentleman, who first came up with non-animal based soap in India. All Indian soaps are non-animal fat based. There is no basis for this here. The fourth issue out here is what has come up with halal certification is it is no longer about the primary dietary laws. They also want to apply financial laws, which again, like we saw with dahi, are selectively applied. Technically, the way halal certification is done today, expansive halal certification, the company producing the halal certification should not be charging interest, riba and things like that. Patanjali hasn't taken bank loans. They aren't paying bank interest. Who are we kidding? Amul doesn't take bank loans. They don't pay bank interest. Mother Dairy doesn't take bank loan and pay bank interest. So how are their products in halal certified?
Okay.
So there is an aspect here of economic exclusion. There is very clearly an aspect here of cartelization, as we've seen Dalits being kicked out of the butchery business.
Okay.
You also have the complete fraud of the halal certification itself. That dahi, nashpati and other daily consumables which have alcohol are being passed off as
okay, I want Danish Qureshi to come in. Please hold on to that thought. I want Danish Qureshi to respond. So Abhijit Iyer Mitra is saying that there's a fraud and economic scam happening. It creates confusion. It's only fooling people and looting people. So when an action is taken against this system, then why is it that the INDI bloc and others criticizing this are calling this anti-Muslim community or an attempt to create a Hindu Rashtra?
स्वाति, सबसे पहले तो मैं कहूंगा कि योगी आदित्यनाथ को माफी मांगनी चाहिए जो तुषार मेहता जी ने जो कहा है, क्योंकि उस वक्त में जो पाबंदियां लगाई गई थी वो मीट के और बाकी के भी जो बाय प्रोडक्ट थे
बिल्कुल
वो
भी
भी
नहीं।
बैन किए
एफएसडीए
गए
की
थे,
जो ऑफिशियल
उठाए गए थे,
अनीता सिंह,
उठाए गए
उन्होंने
थे।
क्लैरिफिकेशन दिया था, उन्होंने कहा था कि
नहीं, मुझे अच्छे से याद है। हमने
हलाल
इस पे डिबेट
मीट
की
पर
थी।
कोई बैन नहीं है
टाइम्स
उत्तर
नाउ पे-
प्रदेश में।
टाइम्स नाउ पे हमने इस पे बहस कर दी थी। उस वक्त में उन्होंने तमाम जितने भी मॉल थे और जितनी भी प्राइवेट जगहें थी, सब जगह से वो प्रोडक्ट्स उठाए गए थे और बाद में
उनका जो क्लैरिफिकेशन है, आप कह रहे हैं वो झूठ बोल रही थी। एफएसडीए की ऑफिशियल जो कह रही है कि कोई हलाल मीट पर बैन नहीं है उत्तर प्रदेश में।
नहीं, मैं उस दिन की बात कर रहा हूं जिस दिन योगी सरकार ने ये बैन लगाना शुरू किया
नहीं,
था।
मैं आपको जो वास्तव में स्थिति है उसकी आपको मैं बात बता रही हूँ। हलाल बैन ओनली फॉर कंपनीज सेलिंग पैकेज प्रोडक्ट्स, नॉट होटल्स एंड रेस्टोरेंट्स। दिस इज व्हाट वाज सेड। एंड उसके बाद अनीता सिंह ने आकर के खुद कहा कि जो हलाल मीट है उस पर कोई बैन उत्तर प्रदेश में नहीं है।
नहीं, हमने देखा है और हमने इस पर बहस की है। चाहिए तो मैं आपको लिंक भेज दूंगा। उस दिन हमने इस पे टाइम्स नाउ पे बहस की थी। अब सुनिए, मैं इसको आगे की बात मैं आपको बताऊं। आप मुझे बता रही थी सरिया और रॉड और ये कितने सारे ब्रांड हैं हमारे देश में। सरिया बनाने वाले त्रिशूल है और संख्या है, शंख है, न जाने क्या क्या है। तो आप मुझे बताइए, तमाम ही लोहा है, तो उनसे कहिए ना कि आप ब्रांड बंद कर लीजिए। भाई आप लोहा ही करिए, हम सरिया ही बेच रहे हैं, तो क्यों अलग अलग सरिये? हर कंपनी जो है अपनी तरीके
वही तो बात हो रही है, वही तो बात हो रही है कि ये एक मार्केटिंग गिमिक है। ये एक मार्केटिंग गिमिक है अपने प्रोडक्ट का सेल बढ़ाने के लिए और एक पर्टिकुलर कम्युनिटी को फंसाने के लिए, उनको ल्योर करने के लिए आप उस पर हलाल सर्टिफिकेशन लगा देते हैं।
मैं आपको बताऊं, ऐसा सर्टिफिकेशन कोई आपसे अगर मांगता है, देखिए आज हमारे पास ऑप्शन है, हम टाइम्स नाउ पे बैठे हैं। अरे भाई, किसी को टाइम्स नाउ के बजाय कोई दूसरा न्यूज भी देखना हो तो कोई पाबंदी तो है नहीं।
लेकिन एक मिनट, ये तो आप उल्लू बनाने का काम कर रहे हैं ना लोगों को। सरिये पर, सीमेंट पर, आटे पर, खाने के तेल पर हलाल के सर्टिफिकेशन की क्या जरूरत है?
मैं आपसे ये कह रहा हूं कि ये जितनी भी ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस हैं जो सर्टिफिकेट दे रही हैं, ये रजिस्टर्ड है चैरिटी कमिश्नर में, तो चैरिटी कमिश्नर में भी तो उसको बेनिफिट
सारे रजिस्टर्ड नहीं होंगे ना सर, सारे रजिस्टर्ड नहीं होंगे। और अगर रजिस्टर्ड है तो सवाल आपका वाजिब है कि एक्शन लेना चाहिए। लेकिन दानिश कुरैशी, ये एक्शन एक पर्टिकुलर कम्युनिटी के खिलाफ कैसे हो गया? इसमें इंटेंशन ये कैसे हो गया कि हमको हिंदू राष्ट्र बनाना है, इसीलिए चलिए इस व्यवस्था के खिलाफ हम और ऐसे लोगों के खिलाफ हम एक्शन लेते हैं?
नहीं, योगी जी की पूरी कार्यशैली अकेले योगी जी की कहां बात है, पूरे भारतीय जनता पार्टी की जो कार्यशैली है, मतलब आपको ऐसा लगता है कि बहुत मोहब्बत ज़्यादा वातावरण बना के रखा है मोदी जी ने मुसलमानों के पक्ष में और उनके पक्ष में होकर सुप्रीम कोर्ट तक गए हैं? तो ये तो अगर आप अपने व्यूअर्स को क्लैरिफाई करिए कि भाई
मुझे कुछ क्लैरिफाई किसी को करने की जरूरत नहीं है। जनता जिसको चाहती है वो हर 5 साल में चुनाव इस देश में होता है, वो उसको वोट करके उसको चुन सकती है। उनको मोदी जी नहीं पसंद, योगी जी नहीं पसंद, अखिलेश जी नहीं पसंद, राहुल नहीं पसंद, वो फैसला वो कर सकते हैं। वो क्लैरिफिकेशन और सर्टिफिकेशन बांटने का काम मेरा नहीं है। लेकिन जो सर्टिफिकेशन बांट रहे हैं हलाल का, बहस उस पर चल रही है। गो अक्रॉस टू रतन शारदा। द इंटेंशन ऑफ द गवर्नमेंट इज क्लियर, एवरीबडी नोस, सेज दानिश कुरैशी। ये किसी से छुपाने की जरूरत नहीं है।
Swati, first of all, I must raise a very strong flag. I think Sanjay Verma is noting. Manoj Yadav made a very horrible statement, very criminal statement, saying that the money commission from cow meat goes to Yogi and Yogi gives it to the mutt. This is the most defamatory statement made on the TV, on the national channel. He must apologize. He must be charged with defamation, criminal defamation. Coming to second, this entire debate talking about Hindu Muslim is wrong. This is pure and simple economics. This is economics of monopolizing, economics of creating a separate manufacturing base, a complete supply chain where other communities are excluded. This particular exclusion of the community, as Abhijita rightly pointed, right from the butchers to people who are processing manufacturing, they are slowly being pushed out of the business. Nobody has objected to certificate for the exporters. But what is the sense of making this? These are all halal mafias by people bringing in government. Government has tried to regularize this unabated increase in number of people who are giving certificates, minting money. There is the certificate cost is 50,000 per product. Then there is renewal fees, which is also very high. So, in fact, the halal certification business in India by 2023 was $5 billion for the kind information of others who don't remember. There is a company, there is an organization called MIHAS, Malaysia International Halal Showcase, which has which wants to increase the footprint of halal business. It is looking at of $113.2 billion by 2030. and exports out of this is 15.19 billion. So this entire game expanding the scope, which began with meat, has extended to food products, then to cosmetics, now to, funnily enough, to water, and even purely Ayurvedic products like, these Giloy, etc. So this has to be looked into. So when Yogi says that meat products are okay, but why there is halal on other businesses, I think this is a mafia trying to take grip over the business. And when you go outside, you get business, you get in even in area.
So you're saying the government is trying to regularize it, but there's an attempt to politicize. So Tariq Khan, who's politicizing? Who's making this about Hindu-Muslim debate?
We asked to BJP, okay? You are sending, there is international halal accreditation forum, okay? Until and unless if you send something to Gulf countries or export something to Gulf countries, they need halal certification. Now this is simple economics. You are sending to Gulf nation halal products, and why you are not giving halal products to the Muslims in India? It should be optional.
But the point is, sir, halal certificate, there's a logic behind why certain products come under halal certification. What is the logic behind giving halal certification to edible oil and atta and chini and bakery products and these items?
Do Muslims ask for this? Ask these companies why they are going to have these certificates. Muslim
you cannot have it both ways. एक तरफ आप कह रहे हैं why are you not giving this choice to the people? Then you are saying कि ये जो companies दे रही हैं आप उनके पीछे जाइए.
अपनी sales के लिए मैम एक बात सुनिए.
हाँ, तो फिर सर आप मुझे एक बात बताइए. In that case, will you say all those who today are saying कि ये हिंदू राष्ट्र बनाने की कोशिश है और ये हिंदू मुस्लिम है, वो गलत अप्रोच है सब्जेक्ट को.
मैं कह रहा हूँ कंपनी हलाल काउंसिल ऑफ इंडिया के पास और जमीयत उलमा हिंद के पास गई कि हलाल सर्टिफिकेट दे दो. किसने मांगा था? आप अपनी सेल के लिए कर रहे हैं ना. गवर्नमेंट इस पे
तो फिर जब गवर्नमेंट अगर ऐसे एजेंसीज और कंपनी से खिलाफ एक्शन लेगी तब तो सही है ना. So will you today criticize those people who are part of the INDI bloc saying कि ये हलाल हराम जो है ये सब सिर्फ एक कम्युनिटी को टारगेट करने की कोशिश है? Will you criticize those people and say that they have no logic in the arguments that they are giving?
I just want clarification. I am very confused. Why this NABCB? This national accreditation board?
आप मेरे सवाल का जवाब नहीं दे रहे. तारिक जी आप मुझे बताइए. Aren't those people who are saying this is an attempt to create Hindu Rashtra, they are wrong?
अच्छा.
That is a wrong argument to give.
सुनिए गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया कह रही है हलाल काउंसिल ऑफ इंडिया से कि आप सर्टिफिकेट दो. आप सवाल हमसे पूछिए.
आप जवाब नहीं दे रहे मेरे सवाल का. आप मेरे सवाल का जवाब नहीं दे रहे हैं. या तो कोई हिंदू राष्ट्र बनाने की कोशिश कर रहा है, एक पर्टिकुलर कम्युनिटी को टारगेट कर रहा है, या तो व्यवस्था ठीक करने की कोशिश कर रहा है. दैट्स अ वेरी सिंपल क्वेश्चन आई एम आस्किंग यू. आप उसका जवाब नहीं दे रहे. संजू वर्मा, देन अभिजीत अय्यर मित्रा. संजू वर्मा.
Thank you. Swati, as Ratan Sharda said, halal economy has nothing to do with politics. It has nothing to do with this Hindu-Muslim narrative. It is purely about economics. And I will just say, the repeat argument that is being given by the Samajwadi Party is, अरे Gulf countries को जो हम export करते हैं, वहाँ halal certification की जरूरत है. So this is the data that I'm sharing with you. Our bilateral trade annually with the Gulf Cooperation Council, GCC countries, which are basically Muslim countries, and those from the Middle East, is $187 billion. Less than 2.5% of our exports to the GCC countries are those of halal products. Most of our exports are electrical equipment, machinery, pharmaceuticals, and mobile phones or IT services. We are not exporting halal certified products to the Gulf countries in large numbers, despite having a close to $200 billion bilateral trade annually with the GCC. Okay. So this export argument, अरे Gulf countries को halal certification की जरूरत है, ये गलत है. But let me make one thing very clear, please, Swati.
Yes,
bear with me for 30 seconds.
Go ahead.
This has to be said on your show. There are 57 Muslim nations. But do you know something? Out of the 133 big countries, more than 76 countries which import halal products are non-Muslim. इसका मतलब कि halal product बनाते हैं मुसलमान. You read your Muslim prayers and you manufacture those products, but the consumers are largely non-Muslim countries. So
you're
that
saying the
clearly shows
discrimination
that
is
the
happening actually
discrimination-
against individuals who do not believe in that faith. उनके साथ discrimination हो रहा है. But Abhijit Iyer Mitra, what I want to understand here is, and Tariq Khan is continuously asking, then what is the government doing about it? Why isn't the government able to stop this parallel system? But when the government tries to stop the parallel system, there's a hue and cry about a particular community being targeted.
Look, what happens is these things don't start up at the highest level. They start up at a lower level with low-level bureaucratic clearances and things like that. Do you think the top political echelons are going to be sitting and thinking, yaar, ISO 9001 karna hai, should we doing halal certificate, should we be doing Ayurvedic certification and things like that? The problem is, because it starts off at the lower level, it then starts getting abused very significantly, and then it becomes a high-level decision. So yes, nothing's been done about it, but something needs to be done about it now. Now, can I just add, let me take over from where Sanju left off. Let's talk about the Muslim countries themselves. Most of them are poor and do not import meat. The ones that do import, Saudi Arabia, for example, requires a halal certification only for meat and poultry products. They do not require halal certification for anything else. Second, I want you to look at this. UAE, which is one of our biggest explore, wonder our exquisite pork products. And I'm going to scroll down to the end of this thing here, because in UAE you can get halal and non-halal meat in a thing. Their address, Mr. Sausages, Zayed First Street, Al Hassan, Al Khalidia, Abu Dhabi, and then they've given the number and the email. So this thing that you can't import it is an outright lie. Okay. They allow you to import a lot of, the only reason you will have a halal certification is for meat and poultry. There is no halal, these are all post facto concoctions that have been done, that you not only need to be ritual compliant,
yes,
you also need to be business compliant, which means you have to modify your business practices. So the people who run this cartel want to expand their businesses where they'll certify, then they will start up a banking certification where they'll say you are not taking
ultimately, this is nothing but cartelization, and these companies end up benefiting at the cost of the consumers who are misled and misinformed. Quick counter, Kamruzaman Chaudhary, what's wrong in taking action against them? Why, inject the religious angle into all of it?
Because the arguments given by the opposition out here is totally rubbish and biased. Around 65% of the products that are imported by Saudi Arabia as of now are halal certified and are non-food certified halal. This is mandatory because in all the Gulf countries or all the Islamic countries, as of now, around 30 to 35% products that are imported are meat and meat related products. And moreover, let me bust another myth out here. Around 99% of the companies that are exporting products from India to the Muslim countries are owned by Hindus or owned by management which have no connection with the Muslims out here. And all of them have applied for halal certification to export to the Gulf countries. Moreover, one very important fact I'm telling you. People from the Gulf have applied for Islamic banking licenses in India, but it is not coming, resulting in billions of dollars of investment not flowing into Indian economy.
Kamruzaman Chaudhary, coming back to Uttar Pradesh, coming back to Uttar Pradesh, coming back to what's happening in Uttar Pradesh and what happened in the top court. In the top court, the SG cited the products and the absurd labeling on it, citing why an action needs to be taken, and action is being taken in Uttar Pradesh. There's a ban on these items within Uttar Pradesh. No manufacturing, no storage, no distribution, no sales. How is that an attack on a particular community? How is that the creation of Hindu Rashtra? Because that's the conclusion that the opposition often jumps to. And that's one question I've been asking from the start of the debate. Nobody is addressing that. Why? Kamruzaman Chaudhary. Why is this, there is this fear that this is nothing but an attempt to create a Hindu Rashtra? Listen,
of course, because I will not comment on the wisdom of Mr. S.G. Mehta out here, because I believe he is a biased and opinionated.
Will you comment on the wisdom of those who are saying that this halal and haram is nothing but an attempt to go after a particular community? Will you comment on that wisdom?
Can I have 10 seconds?
Yes.
Can I have 10 seconds, ma'am, please? Thank you. Swati, the basic most important thing out here is that even when Narendra Modi was born and he brought up this government out here, all the bigots ruling the states like Assam or Uttar Pradesh or Madhya Pradesh or other states out here, halal was there from day one. Whether they give
Kamru Zaman Chaudhary, nobody is saying that there should be no halal product. That is not the question. वो सवाल ही नहीं है. That is not the debate. Nobody is questioning somebody's choice, right to eat halal meat or not. And what is the kind of language that is being used? Danish Qureshi, is there an attempt just to confuse people, even by political parties today?
No, this is not about political parties today. You can see that the conspiracy of the people like Yogi has went to come to the top court, and Mr. Tushar Mehta is representing the states. मुझे एक सवाल का जवाब दीजिए कि अगर योगी जी मुख्यमंत्री नहीं है या स्टेट रिप्रेजेंट नहीं कर रहे होते, व्यक्तिगत कैपेसिटी में होते, तो बताइए क्या होता? तो वही तो मैं कह रहा हूं कि जब स्टेट की कैपेसिटी, मुझे कंक्लूड, अरे सुन तो लीजिए आप, स्वाति जी सुन लीजिए मेरी बात. मुझे ये बताइए कि वो स्टेट की कैपेसिटी में नहीं होते, पर्सनल कैपेसिटी में गए होते, तो क्या उनका स्टेक होता? गवर्नमेंट ने ये सुना इसीलिए है उनको क्योंकि वो स्टेट की कैपेसिटी में. तो जब आप स्टेट कैपेसिटी में बात कर रहे हैं तो आपको दानिश कुरैशी का भी ख्याल रखना पड़ेगा और आपको दूसरे पैनलिस्टों का भी ख्याल रखना पड़ेगा.
बताइए, अगर कोई हलाल सर्टिफिकेट लगा करके आटा और चीनी और आयरन रॉड बेच रहा है और सीमेंट बेच रहा है, तो उसमें पब्लिक के साथ चीटिंग हो रही है ना? या उसमें आप कहेंगे तो उस पब्लिक, जब आप कहते हैं पब्लिक के साथ चीटिंग हो रही, तो उसमें सब धर्म के, सब फेथ के लोग आ जाते हैं.
नहीं, मैं आपको जवाब,
सबके साथ चीटिंग हो रही है. अपने फायदे के लिए केवल नाम मात्र के लिए हलाल सर्टिफिकेट उस पर लगा देते हैं और लोगों को उसके लिए ज्यादा पैसे देने पड़ रहे हैं. तो इसमें लोग बेवकूफ बन रहे हैं कि नहीं बन रहे हैं?
नहीं, मैं आपको
अच्छा, लोग नहीं,
मैं आपको बताऊं, जो लोग भी अप्लाई कर रहे हैं हलाल सर्टिफिकेट के लिए, मुझे ये बताएं, टाइम्स नाउ ने कोई हलाल सर्टिफिकेट मांगा किसी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन से? नहीं मांगा. मांगने जाएंगे तो वो देंगे, क्यों नहीं देंगे भाई?
अरे आप क्या आर्ग्यूमेंट दे रहे हैं? क्या आर्ग्यूमेंट आप दे रहे हैं? दानिश कुरैशी जी, क्या आर्ग्यूमेंट है? आप मुझे बताइए, सीमेंट हलाल है, सीमेंट पे हलाल सर्टिफिकेशन सही है?
क्यों मुझे ये बताइए. तो सरिया है,
आयरन रॉड पे, सरिये पे हलाल सर्टिफिकेशन सही है?
आयरन पैदा कहाँ होता है? लोहा पैदा कहाँ होता है? आप मुझे बताइए. अगर उसमें त्रिशूल का ब्रांड अलग है, स्वाति का ब्रांड अलग है, दानिश का ब्रांड अलग है, व्हाट डज इट मीन?
अरे हलाल सर्टिफिकेशन के पीछे कोई लॉजिक तो होगा ना. केवल ब्रांड मार्केट में लॉन्च करने के लिए अगर हलाल सर्टिफिकेशन दिया जा रहा है तो वो तो गलत है ना. कोई लॉजिक तो होगा ना. हलाल सर्टिफिकेशन क्यों दिया जाता है सर?
हलाल सर्टिफिकेट
लॉजिक क्या है? हलाल सर्टिफिकेट देने के पीछे का लॉजिक क्या है?
जो हराम की व्याख्या से बाहर है वो हलाल है. तो हलाल की व्याख्या में तो कुछ भी आ सकता है.
एक मिनट, तो सरिये को भी आप हलाल सर्टिफिकेशन दे देंगे?
नहीं, मैं
सरिया और सीमेंट भी हलाल सर्टिफिकेशन के साथ बिकेगा?
तो ये 10,000 से ज्यादा कंपनियां जो है सरिया बना रही हैं. मुझे ये बताइए,
या तो आप खुल करके कहिए कि ये मार्केटिंग गिमिक है, या तो आप कहिए कि ये मार्केटिंग गिमिक है, या तो आप कहिए कि एक स्ट्रैटेजी है. ये स्ट्रैटेजी है अपने प्रोडक्ट्स को एक पर्टिकुलर कम्युनिटी तक पहुंचाने के लिए, अपना सेल बढ़ाने के लिए, मुनाफा कमाने के लिए.
जब तक भाजपा शासन में रहेगी सारे जिमिक
बहुत कंफ्यूज आर्गुमेंट आप दे रहे हैं. रतन शारदा, I have to wrap up. रतन शारदा, very quickly.
Every panelist who try to defend this business of halaling everything from toenail to grass to everything have clearly admitted in no uncertain terms that certification of halal is basically economic boycott of other communities. It's an advantage they want to take in the name of religion. And he said कि इसमें तो हलाल कहाँ से है? तो भैया कौन कहते हैं? कमरुद्दीन ने कहा कि because Islamic banking not allowed in India, you lose billions of dollars. I'll remind him, Babur was given crores rupees of gems saying, please leave Somnath alone. He said, I am here as a Khuda ka banda. I am not going to sell my soul for that Somnath. I don't want money. I will break it. Similarly, I don't want Islamic banking. Even it hurts me because as a secular country, I don't want different laws, different
so the argument that the government is giving and the SG gave in the court is that basically this is nothing but a marketing gimmick wherein lakhs and crores of money is being minted by these companies, and ultimately it's the consumer who's being cheated, and they are trying to create a parallel system. But those who are opposing it are calling it nothing but an attempt to create a Hindu Rashtra and an attack on a particular community. I'll leave our viewers with that particular question: who is politicizing the halal tag? Decide for yourselves. You've heard both sides. Wrapping up debate number 1 and moving on now to debate number 2.